I was basically lived in a neighborhood that was like, you're not gonna be anything. You're not gonna do anything with your life. It grew tiresome. It was like watching our friends get shot, watching our friends die, hanging in the streets. It wasn't gonna do anything for me, you know? It was just got me killed. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I didn't know what. All I knew was like, I knew how to make Vietnamese food and I know how to smoke meat. So then I was like, oh shit, let's put smoked meat and pho together. And that's when I was like, this is what I'm good at. This is my hitch. It's a little Brooklyn and it's a little Vietnam. You know, it's Vietnam. My name is Johnny Huynh, chef and co-owner of Lucy's Vietnamese Kitchen. I grew up in a neighborhood that you would hang out in the park, hang out on the stoop, hang out in the corner. We partied, you know, we went around, we fought. We had fun, we just hung out. It was just like, you know, those people who don't have families, who are just like no fathers, no mothers, no brothers, no sisters. We made our own family, because wherever we went in Bushwick, we were respected.
Travis, that's you? You got paisley done on you?
Not paisley.
That's paisley.
I was growing up in Bushwick was really hard. You know, I was the only Asian kid in my neighborhood, basically. My father and mother at the time were part of like a gang. I knew they were part of this gang because when I was growing up, they would come over my house. And I remember one time, they moved all my stuff in my apartment to my room. Like everything I had in my living room to my room and through this crazy like 80s, 90s techno party. And it was just a bunch of dudes there, tatted up, you know, smoking cigarettes, getting drunk. My mom left me at a very early age. I think she left when I was like 4, I think. I grew up with my father in my household. My father barely talked to me. My father was 50 feet away from me at all times, in my same apartment complex, in another room. And he's only talked to me 3 times, probably, throughout my whole 1 to 12 years old. He would show me off once a blue moon. And then times he'd be like, that's not my son. It was just out of like, you know, he just doesn't like me, you know? He doesn't care about me. They were so stuck in his lifestyle that they couldn't raise me. So when I was 1, my grandma came to America as a refugee and she took care of me. It didn't matter if I didn't have a father. It didn't matter if I didn't have a mother. It just mattered that I had a grandmother. And that was my mother and father at the same time. And that's all I needed.
But when I first come, it looked like his mom. The parent ran away, so I had to care him. I take him go everywhere. We have a large memory together.
So when I was like about 14, 15 years old, I was playing video games at the time in my room. And I don't know if I was thirsty or I heard something, but I opened my door and I looked towards that apartment. I see my grandmother, and she's like, in Vietnamese, like, you know, go get the knife. I seen this Carhartt construction jacket, and then I seen this, you know, a black guy. And I was like, oh, snap. My grandmother's not a black person, so I'm like, what's going on here, you know? And she's screaming like, go get the knife in the kitchen. All I knew in my head was like, go back to my room and call the cops. Within that time frame, time passes so quick. Like, you make that phone call and you're like, shit, this can be the end. You know, like, you might not see your grandma, and it was hard. Called the cops, and they came within like 2 minutes, really quick. But throughout the whole time, I was trying to figure out what should I do? Should I go downstairs, find people, help? But I just didn't know what to do, because I knew I was powerless. I knew I didn't have strength. I knew I was weak. I was young. I was small. There's just blood all over my living room. There's blood on my table. There's blood on my floor. And I look at my grandma. She has like bruises on her arm. And I'm like, what is going on? From that day on, I knew I had to be a provider. I had to hustle. I was a Catholic. I was going to church. So my grandma taught me to be a good kid. But then something about me didn't want to be a good kid. I stopped going to school. I was really bad in school. I was just like, fuck it, give up in school. You had to become a hustler. It didn't matter what I hustled. Hustle iPhones, hustle sneakers, hustle whatever. Drugs, whatever it was, I had to hustle. Because I knew I had to provide. It was like watching our friends get shot, watching our friends die in the streets, running around, you know, girlfriend, you know, just being a wild like dog, you know, basically. And I caught myself one day like, I'm just like my father. And this is someone I hated so much because I didn't want to be just like him. And as I became, I was like, I gotta stop. You know, I gotta stop partying, going out, you know. I was making money, I was making a lot of money, and not using it for the right reasons. That's when it clicked at 24 that I needed to become a real man.
You want to hit up your aprons first?
Huh?
Apron?
Yeah. If it didn't like change who I was at that point, I probably wouldn't be here right now.
And we're out.
All right, what else do you need?
Hoisin, sriracha.
My grandma loved me. I can say that. She spoiled me. She wouldn't spoil me because we didn't have that like with, you know, nice clothes or like, you know, nice toys or game products or any of that sort. She would spoil me with food.
Limes, I'm gonna get the crate, and then you can get cilantro.
So when I ate the food, I was like, whoa, this is amazing. This is Vietnamese, but where can I get more knowledge from this? Where can I understand more about Vietnamese food? I like growing up in Bushwick. I just felt like I didn't have Vietnamese culture in Bushwick. I felt like I was missing something. And that's when I went on Craigslist, looked up Anh Choi, and there was a Vietnamese restaurant in Lower East Side. I started as a sandwich boy, you know, doing like prep station, making banh mi's and day handy boy. I was young, I was 19, I was fresh. When I got there for my interview, I met this guy named Dennis No. He taught me how to use a knife, he taught me how to prep, he taught me a lot of things. Because I would walk around saying, and this and that, I was saying, fuck you, like, I don't care, you know, do whatever I want type attitude. And he was like, John, that's not how you're supposed to be, you know, be humble. Find who you are. I've never spent so much time with a man in my life than I did with Dennis No. It was like 5 years of 12, 13 hours a day, every day, I would see this man. And he was like my older brother, you know? So when I look up to someone I wanted to be just like, and all he wanted was just for me to take care of my family and just be a man, you know? At 24, I was like, I'm not progressing. That's when I was like, I have to do something. And when looking at the storefront, this can be something. I just need to figure out what it could be. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I didn't know what. All I knew was like, I knew how to make Vietnamese food and I know how to smoke meat. So then I was like, oh shit, let's put smoked meat and pho together. And that's when I was like, this is what I'm good at. This is my hitch. I stop and I look at all the tickets and I'm like, this has to go out, that has to go out. It's like a chorus and you orchestra everyone to do their job. I don't hire cooks. I hire people who are friends and family who are young, who never had experience, to teach them about life.
All right, you got one BP with extra brisket.
But someone who has no experience, no goals, doesn't know what they're doing, and just like, I need help. That's who I hire. When you sit at home with your family, you know, everyone sits home with their family, have dinner. There's one table. There's not multiple tables. There's just one table. And you all sit together. And that forces you to interact with each other. That forces you to sit next to someone who's either slurping the soup too loud or like talking to his girlfriend. You interact. At some point, I watched so many people from random strangers just sit down at my table and have full-on conversations and end up buying each other beers at the end of the night. I love it, you know? It's just family. It feels like a family, like your grandma's cooking, you know, type feel. Every year, I'm probably gonna add on pictures of people who come in, you know, as we progress as a team, you know, our families, groups, and just build memories. The first time I saw my daughter, I cried with happiness, with joy. I don't think she wants to put her hands in there. Knowing that I had something to like protect, to love, to teach, to grow. That's all I wanted in life, was to have a family. And I finally had a family. I always think like, what would my grandma think what I was gonna be when I grew up? Whatever I did, I was gonna own something. It was gonna be her name. Lucy's nail salon, Lucy's pizzeria, Lucy's barbershop, whatever it was, I was gonna have her name on it. She taught me how to love how to care for people, how to treat people, how to respect people, and to work hard. She worked many jobs and never complained. She worked day and night and never complained. Every morning she comes here, and I told her, go home, like, that's okay, and she just comes. And what do you do at that point? You just kick your grandma out your shop that's named after her, or you just let her do what she wants. So she pulls up the gate, pulls her cart in here, and just starts cleaning. You hit an age when you understand it's not about you no more. It's about others. People below you, your family, your little cousins, your nieces, whatever you have, your son, your daughter. It's about them, it's not you. You live your life already. It's done. Now what's next? Lucy's, the people in Lucy's, my friends, my family, my daughter, my partners, my nieces, that's what's next. That's what I have to look forward to. Making sure they have a better life than I did.